You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings.
Good morning, Rutherfordton. Hope everybody's up and kicking this morning. Got a fresh cup of coffee. We are live from multiple locations through the Carolinas in the summertime. How magical. We were able to put the leaves back on for today's show. But we are talking all things outside, all things trails, because 2023 has been designated by the state of North Carolina as the year of the trail. And how exciting is that? We've got so many great ways to get outside here in Rutherford County, both here in what we call the flatlands of Rutherfordton and Lake and Spindale and Forest City, but also in our friends up in the Hickory Nut Gorge in Lake Lure. They've got some amazing trails. And so without further ado, I want to welcome our guests from their remote, fabulous locations and thank them for being here this morning. We got Jerry Stensland with Rutherford Outdoor Coalition and Dana Bradley with the Town of Lake Lure Parks and Recreation Department. So, guys, thanks for taking the time out of your day and being with us this morning.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Now, Jerry, I know as a proponent of all things outdoors, you've been involved with Rutherford Outdoor Coalition for many years. You were, matter of fact, one of the only people that can say you were a recreation director for Rutherford County back in the day, historically speaking, I guess.
Yeah.
And so it's natural that you would have a background image that is all things Rutherford County. Where are you coming to us from this morning?
My virtual location is the top of Young's Mountain, which is actually one of the newest trails in the county. It is near Lake Lure, and you can actually see the edge of the lake there from that view. It is an incredible view up there, and it's actually not too challenging of a hike. It's uphill, yes, but it's only about 2 miles to get to this vantage point. So it's well worth it. Well worth the trip.
Awesome. We'll get more into that here in a little bit. Now, Dana, you're coming to us from your phone, and I want to say thank you for even joining us this morning. I know you're on vacation, so wanted to say thank you so much for being live with us. And it was unfortunate that we couldn't get you a virtual background, but in the spirit of virtual backgrounds, if you had to have one this morning, where would you be coming to us from?
Oh, probably something with a Hickory Nut Gorge in the background. That view of the gorge is simply amazing.
Absolutely. All right, Magnolia, spill the beans. Where are you coming to us from?
Okay, so I hate to be a little partial here, but I'm actually not in Rutherford County. This is Johns Rock over in Brevard. This was my favorite hike. Me and my friends would hike this literally all the time in high school. So yeah, Johns Rock.
Well, and I have to be honest too, I am not coming to you guys from Rutherford County. This is the top of Hawksbill Mountain overlooking the Linville Gorge. And so like Jerry, it's not, I don't view this as a terrible hike. It's about a mile or so, mile and a quarter, I guess, up to the top. It is uphill, but it's not awfully strenuous. And the view is amazing of the Grand Canyon of the East. So really, really cool respite spot. I've been there many times over the years and probably one of my favorite views in Pisgah National Forest. So, but we wanted to talk today about all things trails. 2023 has been designated by the General Assembly of North Carolina as the year of the trail. But over the course of the last few years, the North Carolina State Park System has encouraged people to get out what's called first day hikes, first day outside. a time on January 1 as you look for a new year, new opportunities to make being outside and being more active a part of your daily routine, weekly routine, whatever that is. And the cool thing is we have so many amazing opportunities right here in Rutherford County. And so before we kind of get into some recommendations of ways to get outside, I wanted to talk to Dana real quick because she represents the town of Lake Lure and a lot of the trails coalitions that's going on in the Hickory Nut Gorge. And you guys over the last really, 24 months have created amazing network of trails in the gorge that a lot of people may not know about, like what Jerry was talking about at Young's Mountain. So can you kind of walk us through some of the new trails, new access points, and kind of what those mean up in the gorge?
Yeah, absolutely. So in the Lake Lure area, we have, like Jerry was saying, the Young's Mountain Trail. It's absolutely amazing, beautiful views at the top. And then we have Buffalo Creek Park. That is a 3.5 mile loop. And the Weed Patch Mountain Trail is an 8.6 mile trail that connects to Buffalo Creek Park. And you can access it from the top of Buffalo Creek Park, or you can access it from Eagle Rock, which is part of Chimney Rock State Park. And so amazing views on both ends. We have, and it's all expanding all the time. Let's see. For smaller trails, things like that, we have the Dipner Watts Trail system. It's about 3.5 miles trail, and it just keeps getting better and better. Jerry can probably tell more about the Hickory Nut Gorge trails out that way and how they're expanding.
Yeah, and you guys have, before we turn it over to Jerry, because I know Jerry knows almost every trail in Rutherford County like the back of his hand. He's like the human compass, if you will. What are some of the other, so you guys have walking trails. Some of your trails are open to mountain bikes as well, right?
They are. So Buffalo Creek Park and Weed Patch Mountain are both open to mountain biking. And they are absolutely amazing for that purpose. Buffalo Creek Park has the banked turns and everything like that. So it was made to be a mountain biking trail with, hiking and everything else involved. Weed Patch Mountain, they are both strenuous trails, but amazing views, and the views from Gray Rock and things like that are great. And so from that little vantage point at Gray Rock, you can see Eagle Rock, you can see the lake, you can see the beautiful mountains. It's really great, and we get a ton of usage. We have the trail counters, and so the amount of mountain bikers up there on both trails is amazing.
I think that's one of the reasons why, the state looked at trail usage really, pre-pandemic in the late, I guess, teens, if you will, and then into the early 20s. Hard to say that now. You think about 2000s, right? 20 teens and 2020s. But the trail usage in North Carolina has skyrocketed since really 2018. Even before the pandemic, it was on the upward swing. And I think it just speaks to some of the opportunities like what you guys have done, but really what ROC has done. When you think about trail development in Rutherford County, the organization that really has kind of been the springboard and the catalyst for a lot of this trail development is Rutherford Outdoor Coalition. And Jerry, you wear many hats, but one of those is president of ROC. Talk about some of the things that you guys have been up to the last couple of years, some of the stuff that you're excited about.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about in getting prepared for this, that we could talk for hours on this subject, and that I could go on for hours on things. It was interesting. I was talking to Scott from the Daily Courier, and he was doing an article about the year of the trail, and I was thinking out loud to myself, like, how many new miles of trails do we have? I mean, I added it up. If you count the rail trail basically as a new trail, since it was completely revitalized and lengthened, we have more than 25 miles of new trails in the county just in the past 4 years.
Wow.
So 13.5 mile rail trail. There's the 2 miles at Young's Mountain. There's the 8.5 miles at Weed Patch. There's the river accesses that between Cox Road and Grays Road, 4 miles of river there. Purple Martin Greenway has been extended. Literally list, you go on and on about, and that's just the new trails, let alone some of the existing ones that we've had. So, right now we're getting close to 100 miles of trail in the county alone. If you count the Broad River Paddle Trail as one of those key trails. So, yeah, it's so exciting advocating for that and fighting for that. And, it used to be that ROC, we were kind of the lone voices in the wilderness. And the mentality of our community has shifted so dramatically that everybody's on board when it comes to trails. The towns, the county, as far as the leadership, the citizens, everybody is clamoring for more, and ROC is kind of we kind of consider ourselves the home for that, and we do a lot of guided outings. We do opportunities to get involved as a volunteer, and then we created our website as a resource, and we feel like it is the resource for all things outdoors in the county.
Yeah, and I'm sharing in the links right in the comments right now. You guys, your website, your kind of the trails overview on the website, but then also your Facebook page, and that's a great way for people to stay in contact with you because, like you said, you guys have there's all kinds of ways to get involved, just like with any nonprofit out there from all different aspects. If you love the outdoors, but maybe can't go out and walk, but you have expertise in administrative work, there's ways to get involved. If your expertise is in fundraising or programs or 5Ks and races, with you guys in your race series, we'll talk about in a minute. If people want to get involved with ROC, what you guys kind of have a standing monthly meeting that people can come visit, right?
Yeah. So there's multiple ways to get involved. So our monthly meeting is the third Tuesday of every month. We meet at Barley's. So it's a combination of, we do about maybe 45 minutes of information, just news or have a presenter come. And then after that, we just kind of chill and hang out and socialize. So it's a nice balance between, getting information out. And we wanted to make it a welcoming, safe place for newcomers to show up and feel comfortable talking to folks about what we do. And so there's that. Then we have an email list. We have the Facebook page, which you shared. I think we have well over 4,500 people following us on Facebook. So, and that we're pretty active on Facebook. And so that's a great way to stay in touch with our outings and opportunities to get involved.
Yeah, and you guys this past year with your relationship with the town of Spindale, you guys have launched a new office right in the heart of Spindale, right on the Thermal Belt Rail Trail. Got an amazing kind of wrap on the building to highlight ROC, and so really kind of cementing presence right there along one of our greatest assets in the Thermal Belt. So one of the things I want to talk about is kind of maybe like a speed round, if you will. So I want to go around the virtual room and be thinking about, on this first round, be thinking about, a recommendation at 2023 Year of the Trail. We've got first day outside coming up in just a few short days on Sunday, right? I guess Sunday's the day. So a lot of people have off Monday too. So if you don't get out Sunday, they're giving you an extra kind of makeup day for Monday, right? Weather is supposed to be good for both days. An easy trail recommendation. We'll do easy first, then we'll come back with maybe a moderate here in a little bit, but an easy trail recommendation on where somebody can go outside and enjoy the beauty of Rutherford County. So Dana, I'll put you on the spot. You can go first. Easy trail recommendation for first day outside.
Well, the Morse Park Trail in Lake Lure is amazing. It's only a little over half a mile long for the loop, but it has the most amazing views of Hickory Nut Gorge, Chimney Rock, mountains, the lake. It has just about everything, and you can do as many loops as you want. And it connects to the Lake Lure Town Walkway. which connects all the way from the Flowering Bridge to the beach. So you can access everything from there.
Magnolia?
I think I'm going to go super easy here and recommend the Purple Martin Greenway because it is super centrally located. You can stop and have lunch in downtown Rutherfordton, but it's honestly beautiful, and it's a gem in Rutherfordton to be located right here.
Jerry, what you got?
Well, I'm going to highlight one that is kind of a little hidden gem, and that's the trail system over at ICC. ROC and Doug is shocked to learn about it. ROC actually built those trails with volunteer labor entirely. There's about 3.5 miles of trails there at the college, and there's a couple of trailheads with maps there, and so it's a variety of experiences. There is even a secret bamboo forest that you can, if you go exploring, you will find this bamboo forest. There's actually bamboo over 50 feet tall hidden in that trail system. So I challenge you to go find it.
Well, you took mine right out from under me. I had a feeling that Magnolia was going to go for the Purple Martin Greenway, and so I was going to sneak in with the ICC loop. But I think one of my most favorite sections of paved trail here locally is the Thermal Belt Rail Trail up on the northern end. And so parking at the Beckler Mint site and hiking in either direction. I prefer the northern piece from there. So an easy little hike is park at the Beckler Mint site on the Thermal Belt Rail Trail, head north. If you can make it all the way to the trailhead in Gilkey, that's great. Turn around and come back. If not, that's a really neat remote area up there. There are some pretty good views, but that's just a really neat way to kind of get out in the outdoors, close to town right here. The Beckler Mint site's easy to find. And I recommend going north from there. You can go either way, but going north, I think, is a better option, just in my opinion. And you can get up to Gilkey and back. All right. 2023 is the year of the trail. So you've got our easy trail recommendations. I want to kind of go around now and talk about what you're most excited about that's going to be happening, building, planning, from a trail development perspective in Rutherford County. What are some of the things you're looking forward to in 2023? And Jerry, I want to go ahead and give yours a little bit of a teaser. We'll go with Dana first on this one, but we want to talk about blueways too, because that may be something new. We're talking about greenways, we're talking about trails. People may not know about blueways, but ROC's got some fun stuff happening with blueways. So Dana, 2023, what are you most excited about from your perspective?
So we are getting a new trail section at Buffalo Creek Park. It's going to be a bouldering trail, and it's going to be about a mile long, and it'll lead to some amazing bouldering opportunities as well as a great view at the top. And so hopefully that will be finished by summer of 2023. That one will be open to hiking only due to the narrow trail tread, but we are really excited of that coming.
All right, Jerry, before we go into Magnolia, let's hear what ROC's got planned for 2023.
Yeah, I think your tease was what you read my mind there. The Broad River Paddle Trail is coming together, and so there's already 2 public accesses there at Grays Road and Cox Road, and that's a great trip, especially for beginners, to get out on and experience the river. It's a gentle float. Main thing you got to watch out for there is just fallen trees and things, but it's a beautiful float. But the great news for 2023 is that we have 2 more river accesses that are looking to open in 2023. One at US 221 and one at 221A down in Cliffside. So different parts of the river, different parts of the county, and excited to get that sort of southern end of the county involved and engaged in outdoor recreation with some of those public accesses to the river. And then Over and above that, ROC is seriously exploring becoming a river outfitter, and I'll say that in the public realm, maybe it'll come true. So we have done some exploration already about that. We feel like it's a missing component to the outdoor experiences here in the county, to be able to give people a chance to rent a kayak and have an experience on the river that they wouldn't otherwise be able to do if they didn't have the right equipment. And we already do some group outings, which is another great way for people to get on the river and sign up for one of our guided floats. We try to do those once a month during the season, usually between May and September. Get out there with a group of paddlers, and that's a great way for beginners to feel comfortable getting on the river. So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff going on the river for 2023.
Magnolia, what about you?
So first, I want to say that I'm really excited that we're doing the Year of the Trail, because there's a lot of emphasis on economic development or community development, or like some of these issues that governments like normally take over. But the Year of the Trail is putting the emphasis on things that are so specific to our community that you can't find anywhere else. So I'm really excited about that. But it's something that has been in development for quite a while. And I know that we've probably mentioned it on Brewtiful Mornings maybe once or twice before, but the natural surface walking path that's happening over at the Norris Recreation Complex is going to be coming. And that's just going to be another, maybe similar to the Purple Martin Trail, so centrally located, but it's going to be natural surface. It's going to be great for walking my puppies out in the, I guess, in the elements and in nature and everything. So I'm really excited about that.
And I would say, I think for me, I echo your comments, Magnolia. I'm excited about Year of the Trail. I've said for a long time that the trail systems and trail development are good for the waistline of us, like our waistline, but also the waistline of our community, being our financial health as a government and as a community. You know, I think about the development of the Purple Martin Greenway, projects like Park Crossing, projects that are infill projects that are happening in and around the Greenway right now, economic development projects that the town is working on with phase 2 of our business park, the development of Kiwanis Park, and the excitement from the community, the excitement from funders and investment groups to kind of come around that trail is really what I'm talking about. Plus, you know, just seeing the growth of the trail from a user standpoint has been exciting. I think one of the neat things that I'm looking forward to in 2023, beyond the events, is the growth of the Purple Martin Greenway. We have kind of held off on growth for the Greenway because of the construction of the bypass. And now that grading work has begun, we've been in consultation with DOT. We're going to be working on the next extension of the Purple Martin Greenway in 2023. So I'm excited about that. That was one of our first paved Greenway sections here in Rutherfordton. It connects Kiwanis Park to Crestview Park, about 2.5 miles of paved trail along Cleghorn Creek, and we'll be going north. Eventually, it will tie into the thermal belt. There'll be the bridge that's under construction right now on Mountain Street. There'll be a segment of that's isolated for pedestrian traffic only. It'll have a barrier wall on either side, so you don't have to worry about cars. But it'll connect you over to the thermal belt at some point. So that's going to be really neat to have that tie in together. And then beyond that, us here at Rutherfordton and the town of Spindale, we have been working on a strategy to find a way to connect the Purple Martin on the southern end to the Thermal Belt Rail Trail in downtown Spindale near the ROC office. And so we've done some planning for that, and we're going to continue to do some planning in 2023. And so that's going to be exciting because that will create a real loop, if you will, between the Purple Martin and the Thermal Belt. And long term, I'm really excited about that in 2023. All right. Last thing I wanted to hit on before we just kind of open it up for anything. We talked about it before. We got our easy hike recommendations, and we started with Dana. So we're not going to put her on the spot this time. We're going to go intermediate hike recommendations. And we'll go with Jerry first on this. So it kind of an intermediate hike, something hopefully in Rutherford County if you can. First day outdoors this Sunday or Monday. We'll kind of give you a makeup day, if you will, on Monday. So Jerry, take it away.
Oh gosh, you're going to make me pick one, huh? I guess I'll just I'll come back to the one that we started with behind me here at Young's Mountain, and it's about a 2 mile hike, and the it's kind of one of those things where if you take the opportunity to go explore it now, you're going to get it before it gets even more popular, because it's kind of unique in that you have to get a reservation currently to go inside a gated community to do this hike. So it's like it feels like you're a special guest when you go up to Young's Mountain right now, and it's easily found. Once you get there and follow the directions, there's a kiosk at the trailhead, and then it's a very sustainably built trail. Even though it's uphill, it's manageable for most anybody to walk it, and then you end up with this view that's behind me here, that is really second to none in Rutherford County in terms of what you can see. You can see Mount Mitchell from here. You can see a unique aspect of the Hickory Gorge and Lake Lure. So I would definitely highlight Young's Mountain again for that intermediate hike.
All right, Dana, Magnolia, whoever's ready, take it away.
I'll go. So I am going to recommend Buffalo Creek Park. So if you're going out there and jogging it, it might be more on the strenuous side, but if you're just going and enjoying the trail, it's definitely an intermediate, wonderful trail, beautiful views. There's a bouldering section, and each side of it is completely different views, and it's really one of my favorite trails in the county.
Okay, so mine is a little complicated because I have no idea how long the trail length is, and I'm not 100% sure on how to get there. But Potts is absolutely beautiful. So if you go to South Mountain Game Lands and drive all the way to the end and then get out of your car and just keep walking, you'll eventually hit it. But it's absolutely beautiful. It doesn't look like it should be in Rutherford County. Like it doesn't belong. It looks like somebody like literally grabbed it out of a magazine and just put it here, but it is absolutely gorgeous.
I'm going to say the walk to the Potts is probably about a half mile from the parking lot or so.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's gorgeous. Kind of a little oasis out there in South Mountain Game Lands on our side.
The intermediate aspect of it is just finding it.
Yes.
Yeah. Staying on the road to the Potts and making sure you get there. I would say now you guys are probably going to laugh because you're not going to think this is intermediate, but if you take kids along, I'm saying it's intermediate from the risk level. This is a risk intermediate level, not a difficulty intermediate level. But the Rocky Broad walkway on the backside of Main Street Chimney Rock, they have the walkway along the river. You can boulder, you can get down near the river, you can follow the river all the way down almost to the Flowering Bridge in Lake Lure. It's just a really cool little walk right along the river. I call it intermediate because you want to be, if you're taking kids with you, it's the scent you want to be, you've got rushing water, you want it's a little bit more dangerous, but it's kind of fun to just get out and get those bouldering legs under you. And if you're just looking for a reason to kind of get outside, you can frequent downtown Chimney Rock and get a little bit of outside action too at the same time. So pretty cool little place, but it's not the hardest, it's not the most strenuous, but I'm calling it intermediate just from the risk level being right there along the river.
Good one.
All right. We've got a pretty good viewership this morning. We're out here talking about all things Year of the Trail, getting outside on the first day. And so we want to kind of turn it over to our viewers. If you're watching this morning, you have questions, perfect, Christine. if you've got questions like Christine's got, you've got years of trail experience right here with Dana and Jerry. Any question you've got, now's the time to ask these trail experts about all things Rutherford County and getting outside. Heck, even Dana, am I misspoke that you were teaching a class at ICC about getting outside and trails too? So, I mean, we've got a legit instructor here. Now's the time to get all your questions about trails answered. All right, Jerry, take this one away. Is there a map for trails in Rutherford County?
If you the link you already shared about the trails overview, there's actually two interactive maps there on our page already. One is specific to Hickory Nut Gorge, and one is for Rutherford County. And then if you are on any individual trail, they all have their own maps that like a Google map link that you can go and see where their location is and interact with them. And we're actually working on even upgrading all of that information even more so in 2023, adding more videos and interactive aspects to all the information on our website. But those two links at the top of the Trails Overview page are a great place to start to kind of browse around and see what we have.
Yeah, Christine, and I just shared the direct Google link in the comments. All of the trail recommendations that were given by the intermediate and the easy and the intermediate are all on that map. You click right on there, it'll give you the driving on Google, it'll give you the driving directions. What other questions, viewers, do you guys have about getting outside? While we're waiting on questions to come in, what would you recommend, kind of the top 3 things? And if somebody's already said it, just be thinking about other things, but they're getting ready to head outside. Maybe they haven't gone for a hike in a while, or maybe this is their first hike. Top 3 things. You got a little day pack, a little backpack, and we'll start filling it up. So let's go around the table. By the end of this, you're going to have, have 12 things that you want to make sure you have in that backpack. So Magnolia, if you want to take it off first, top 3 things you want to make sure to take with you when you go outside.
I have my top 2. I'm trying to think of a third one, but my top 2 is water and an inhaler, because God knows that I'll have an asthma attack out there.
Jerry?
Let me think. First thing I would say is layers, and especially this time of year. If you haven't been out and about in a while, you might not realize how fast you can actually get warm once you're moving, and if you're going uphill. So having a layer system, like a t-shirt, then a warmer layer, and then a coat, and then peel the coat off, and you're more comfortable. So layering up is a good one. Having a printed or a map on your phone, so you know where you're going, so you don't get lost. You have a little that comfort level you might have, and having that map in your hand is going to be a good thing. And then last thing I would say is just think about your shoes. And I won't name any names, but I can. A guided hike in the past, we had a couple of people who were in their running shoes on a pretty gnarly downhill hiking trail, and toenails were lost. Think about your shoes and where you're headed. If it's, you can get away with running shoes on the rail trail, obviously, and some of the easier trails. But if you're going to head to Young's Mountain or Buffalo Creek Park, have a decent pair of shoes with some good traction. So you again have that sort of, your feet are your base, and you have a good comfort with that.
All right, Dana, I'll take cleanup. Do not put all the pressure on you, but go ahead with your top 3.
Okay, so I'm going to say snacks. You definitely want to have a lot of snacks. You never know. A short hike could turn into a long one, so always be prepared. And then, I will also say a water filter. And so I always carry a water filter or 2. And that way you can just use the creeks and nearby streams, and you can always have water. And sometimes an extra pair of socks, just in case your feet get wet, can really save you. So that's what I would recommend.
You guys have got great recommendations. I would say top three things that are always in my bag. Definitely a compass. And if you don't know how to use a compass, Jerry, great recommendation on a printed map. Definitely would have a compass with me. This time of year, definitely want to know how to use it and the responsible way to use it if you need it. But definitely some type of fire starting mechanism, whether it just be a lighter or flint and steel, just in case things go wrong on the trail. It is cold. If you get wet, you need to dry out. If you get lost, you need to, pop a smoke signal, that kind of thing. I definitely would carry that. And then the third thing would be, and Jerry kind of highlighted it with the layers, but always even if it's just a light jacket, some type of jacket. If we are in North Carolina, we are in the mountains, and it could pop off a rainstorm at any time. And so, or wind, if you get up on here and you're exposed in elements, maybe you've layered. And so that would be my probably top three that are always in my bag moving forward. But great recommendations, everybody. Last thing I want to say is maybe just kind of go around and anything that we missed that you really wanted to talk about this morning. And Jerry, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah, I think we kind of teased it earlier, but ROC has a race series every year, and we've been doing this for 10 years now or so. So there's going to be 12 races on the calendar for 2023, including the fabulous 4-miler on the Purple Martin Greenway in Ruthberton. The schedule is ready. Look for it on January 1st as you're getting ready for your first day hike. Be thinking about, okay, I think I need to try my first 5K this year, and you'll have an opportunity to do that. So there'll be 12 races. Last year in 2022, we had a couple of races that had to be canceled for different reasons, and we still had over 1,000 people do at least one event. And there's a lot of people that just walk these 5Ks. They're supporting the cause. They're just wanting to get out and be around other folks who are being active. So pretty much every race out there is beginner friendly. I would definitely check out the race series calendar on our website. Despite all of the great information we have on trails on our website, the race series is the most visited page on our website, and it's just great to see that kind of community that's come up around it. And if you haven't been involved, it's a great community to get involved with. Very welcoming, and so there we go.
Dana, what about you?
So I definitely want to highlight that we do have some expanded parking at Buffalo Creek Park. That was the limiting factor for a long time. We had about a 6-car parking lot for a very popular trail, and it caused a lot of problems. And so we did put in an expanded parking lot this year, and it holds 35 cars or more. And so everyone is welcome to come and check out that trail now. We had a lot of exciting grand openings, new pavers on the Lake Lure walkway that goes near the beach, and just lots of great stuff going on. So definitely get out there and check it out.
Magnolia?
So I want to first say, as we move into 2023, I'm really excited, obviously, about the year of the trail, but I do want to give a special shout out to ROC for last year's their participation in our Easter egg hunt. So we partnered with the town of Spindale in ROC, and I think there was somebody else that we partnered with last year that has completely slipped my mind. But they went out and hid Easter eggs along the Thermal Belt Rail Trail. And so I think that's just a great way to get people out and about and to get involved with our outdoor recreation and our trail system and everything like that. And I'm just hoping that we can continue that this year.
And I will say, as a shameless plug, I am excited about our 2023 action plan. When we talk about trail development started back in 2015, and that action plan with trail development as a priority. Anytime that we have looked at community-wide surveys and kind of strategic planning surveys trails, trail usage, trail development comes up from the community, and that's good to hear that that's what you want, and we're responding with trail development here. And like Jerry said, over 100 miles of trail development in the last 4 years in Rutherford County alone. And so, as a shameless plug, if you have not taken the time to take our action plan survey, I highly encourage you. It'll be open until January the 9th, and it's an opportunity for you to kind of give us feedback here at the town so that we can take your feedback, give it to the town council as they begin putting priorities together for the next 2 years. And so we will continue with trail development along the Purple Martin Greenway up to the Thermal Belt Rail Trail. We are looking at the Norris Recreation Complex and some exciting improvements along the Thermal Belt Rail Trail with our partners there. And so I would say, even without the state telling us that 2023 was year of the trail, there's some great opportunities that are happening here locally about trails, trail development, and trail improvement projects that make me excited for 2023 when it comes to trails. So I just want to say thank you to everybody for joining us this morning. Dana, thank you for taking time out of your day. I know we had talked, we scheduled this, that you were going to be on vacation and you're coming to us from your couch. So thank you for doing that and being an ambassador for trails in Lake Lure and the Gorge. And Jerry, I kind of mentioned it about your history with trails, Rutherford County and Rutherford Outdoor Coalition, but I would say of all people in the county that I've had the pleasure of working with over my time here, that you would be the one. When I think about trails, I instantly, unfortunately, have to think about your face, Jerry. And so,
yeah, sorry about that. Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay. But seriously, for those that don't know Jerry or don't know the name Jerry Stensland, he has really been a stalwart and the catalyst for trail development in our community. And I just want to say thank you for that, Jerry.
Thank you.
Magnolia, any other questions that have come in while we've been over here chitter chatting?
I haven't seen any more come in.
Well, good. Well, we hope everybody has a wonderful time outdoors. There are a couple of different things too. So as you go out on the first day, both the Purple Martin Greenway and Rutherford Bound have first day outdoor contests on social media that are active right now. And so I don't know if we'll share the links in these comments, but we'll maybe make a Facebook post later today of those two. But if you can get outside, I know on the Purple Martin Greenways, if you'll tag the Purple Martin Greenway in your social media posts, they're doing a giveaway of koozies, stickers, and t-shirts, and a gift card as well. And then the Rutherford Bound is doing one for Rutherford County. So any trails that you get out in Rutherford County, so any trail that you could do a double whammy. You could do the Purple Martin and enter the Purple Martins and the Rutherford Bounds, just shameless plug there. But any trail in Rutherford County, any of the recommendations we made, you can tag Rutherford Bound, year of the trail with a hashtag. They've got all the information on theirs. And they've got some cool giveaways and some $50 gift cards to local restaurants. So pretty good stuff going on out in the county from both Purple Martin and Rutherford Bound. So I want to thank them for their giveaways. You didn't lose all those photos, did you, Jerry?
There's one right behind me.
That's right.
Thanks, Charlotte. Good to hear from you.
Jerry, are you guys kind of last thing, is ROC still doing the photo contests? I know you guys were doing those, I think, quarterly.
Yes, we have bi-monthly photo contests, and so yeah, we'll keep doing those. They've been popular and good ways to get engaged in different ways, and good prizes too. So yeah, watch for those on particularly on social media.
Well, like we said when we got started with this, I think we could probably talk for hours on getting outside, all things outside. I want to leave it with this. We've gone around the room a good bit this morning, more than we normally do on Brewtiful Mornings, but it's been a fun little topic to talk about outside. For those that have listened to us this morning, maybe they haven't gone out on a trail in a while. Maybe they've never gone out on a trail. From your personal perspective, what is the most rewarding thing about getting outside, about taking one of these trails, taking that hike, making that step from not to call you out, Dana, but going from the couch to the outside, wherever it may be, from your perspective, what is the most rewarding piece of that? Anybody that wants to start, go ahead, and then we'll kind of go around the room.
No one wants to start.
Go ahead, Jerry.
I get, for me, it's just that connection, and that word in a lot of different ways. But just being able to connect with the natural world and feeling like you are one with it, which is we are. We cannot escape the fact that the natural world and our lives are interconnected, and kind of having respect and awe of that is one of those things that sticks with me every time I'm outside.
I can definitely agree with that. We live in an amazing place that has so many beautiful areas. And so the waterfalls and mountain views and forests and boulders, and there's just so much to enjoy. And for people like me, I love taking photographs. So we have lots of wildflowers and mushrooms and really interesting wildlife throughout the whole year. So that's what I love about it, all the beauty of nature.
I think for me, it's kind of more on a personal level of like, I can do this. So like going out to strenuous trails or intermediate trails and getting through it and be like that satisfaction of like, okay, I still got it. We can keep going.
Yeah. Before I answer, I want to say this. I heard this. I had a meeting about a week ago with some folks from our local congressional office, and we were talking about Year of the Trail. We were talking about trail development. We were talking about, we're trying to find a way to improve our trails. And, a lot of times beach nourishment is something that you hear a lot about, putting sand back on the beach after storms, that kind of thing. And I was talking to our congressional office about mountain nourishment and how we need, in this part of the country, in this part of the state, the mountains are our beach. That's our resource. And they told me that this area of North Carolina, the western part of North Carolina, has the highest amount of protected state and federal lands east of the Mississippi. And I had never heard that. I knew about, obviously I'm a huge fan of Pisgah National Forest, Blue Ridge Parkway, Nottahalia, Cherokee National Forest, and all of our national forests in the area, but just the state parks that are around here too, with South Mountains, Lake James, and there's so many different state parks. But we have the highest, I didn't know that, we had the highest amount of protected lands in our area. So not just what we can experience here in Rutherford County, but within a 1-hour drive of anywhere you are in Rutherford County, I mean, there's just amazing natural beauty. And for me, I think getting outside, everybody loves the mountaintop experience. Everybody, these pictures that we have, the mountaintop experience. But I think for me, it's experiencing and immersing yourself in the minuscule part of getting there, the small pieces that we forget about along the way. And just how small we are in the natural world. When you look at this picture or Jerry's picture or Magnolia's picture of the background, I mean, this is hundreds or thousands of acres of untouched beauty. And we're just one little piece of that. And in our daily life, sometimes we get clouded by where we may be or what we really are. And when we go outside, it kind of brings us back and connects us more into what we should be thinking about. The bigger piece, I think somebody said in the comments, that community. And so I just encourage you, if you hadn't been outside in a while, if you can't do it on Saturday or on Sunday or Monday, make it a goal, make it a priority in 2023 to get outside. There's so many great resources. And I just want to say thank you again to all of our guests for talking. I'm going to try and cut this short because we said we'd be on for an hour, and we're getting close. We're getting close. But I knew it'd be the case because we're all just so passionate about getting outside, about trails, about all the wonderful things that are in our community. So to our guests this morning, thank you. Magnolia, as always, thank you for getting us on and a wonderful broadcast. Shameless plug. Make sure you are there filling out the SurveyMonkey link to our action plan survey as you're thinking about your resolutions that maybe hopefully are going outside for 2023. Think about the resolutions that you can provide for us as a community. We wish you all a very safe and happy new year, and we look forward to all of the parking lots and trailheads full on Sunday and Monday.
Sounds great.